The Detroit Lions just took down the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. 92% of people on ESPN Pick'ems took the Lions to win this game. I've been saying it for a while. I knew the Lions would win this game. I knew the Lions would be real. Everyone still doubted the Lions. 92%. That is a crazy odd. There was still a decent amount of hype built up for the Lions. Still 92% of people picked the Chiefs. Look what happened. This is just going to be more of like a post-game rant, and then I'm going to go more in depth about the game and make breakdowns tomorrow. But I am still in disbelief. I was so excited for this game. You know, the schedule dropped a few months ago. Hype was built around this game for so long. I could not believe I was watching the game, watching this new formed Lions team with all the new players added to the roster. Couldn't believe what I was watching, and now I'm just in disbelief. Obviously, I predicted the Lions to win, but I was still nervous, and I'm just on cloud 9 with this Lions win. The first thing I want to go over is the ugliness from the game. I already feel like Kansas City fans and NFL fans are going to diss the Lions and downgrade this victory due to ugliness from Kansas City and just say they got lucky. Travis Kelce wasn't playing. There was tons of drops, and yes, it was bad, but I feel like there was ugliness on both sides of the ball. Both teams made mistakes, and in every football game, there's tons of mistakes on either side. Look back to the Super Bowl. There was turf issues that helped Kansas City, and there was a crazy PI call that pretty much won Kansas City the Super Bowl. They still won the Super Bowl. There's ugliness in every game. I just want to get that out of the way and just say, it doesn't matter. The Lions won this game. Now, the Kadarius Toney drops were bad. That one was really bad and could have been a game changer. But at the same time, Jawan Taylor's missed false starts throughout the whole first half, especially in the first half, were awful. So awful that NBC was highlighting it on live television. Since when is there a missed call that would help the Lions? And the network is pointing it out. That would have been a game changer as well. There was a huge play that Mahomes had and Jawan Taylor. It was like the most blatant one. False start. The refs never called it. Well, they did calling it when it was 4th and 20, making it 4th and 25, which I was like yelling at my TV. Call that shit. You've been missing that all game. And it was nice to finally get it. But in addition to people, I'm guessing people are going to make excuses that the Lions only won because of the missed drops or blah blah blah. I cannot believe Andy Reid was going to go for it on 4th and 20. They had 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Their defense had been fucking up the Lions offense all game long. It was an ugly game, especially for the Lions offense. The KC defense showed. Even without Chris Jones, this KC defense showed up. I think that was the highlight for the Kansas City Chiefs was their defense. The pressure on Goff was great throughout this game. And 4th and 20, and you're electing to go for it with a 2-minute warning, and then 4th and 20 gets worse to 4th and 25. If I was a KC fan, rooting against the Lions, Bears fans, Vikings fan, Packers fan, I would be screaming at my TV. 4th and 25 is essentially just a Hail Mary. Wouldn't you rather punt it down and give your defense a chance to get the ball back? We know Patrick Mahomes is extremely clutch. That was bizarre. And then some other mishaps for the Lions that the Chiefs were very lucky with. 2 dropped interceptions from CJ Gardner-Johnson. Very unlucky. Cameron Sutton, that PI it definitely was PI. He could have made a way better play on that ball. I don't think that they were catching that. I think Cameron Sutton could have easily deflected that if he would have made a better play on the ball. Great break there for the Chiefs. Moved them way up the field. And then the Marvin Jones fumble. That was heartbreaking. It really was a mood changer for this game. That's 3 points the Lions could have had on the board if he doesn't fumble that. I am not always one to criticize play calling, but I didn't love the screen pass to one of the older wide receivers, one of the older weapons on this team on 3rd and 10. Not my favorite play, but you know, I'm not going to go after Ben Johnson. It still would have picked up a few yards and put them in still field goal range. There was a reporter, though, that talked to Marvin Jones before this game and asked him about never fumbling in his NFL career. So if you believe in jinxes, that's just bizarre. I mean, but good for Marvin Jones to never fumble during his NFL career up until now. He's had a great career. 10 years in the NFL, over 540 receptions, never had a fumble. And you could tell that it messed him up a little bit mentally. As shortly after, he had a bad drop and he was a little bit shaken up on the sideline. getting help from the teammates. It was hard to watch. It was tough for Marvin Jones. You could see it. It was very visible. Good break for the Chiefs. The next thing I want to talk about is Patrick Mahomes. Now, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the NFL right now, no doubt. He can make something out of nothing. And that's what I talked about before the game was when Patrick Mahomes, even if you're getting pressured, if he's escaping the pocket and running away from someone, that's when you need to take Patrick Mahomes down, because if you don't take him down, he's going to make a play. And that's what the Lions were not able to do. When Patrick Mahomes was getting pressured, escapes the pocket, he's getting chased down, the Lions still were not able to take him down. And he ran a ton in this game. Mahomes had 45 yards of rushing on 6 attempts, and they were in clutch scenarios, really helped out the Chiefs. And that's one, Mahomes never got sacked in this game. And that was huge for the Lions. The Lions needed to take him down. It would have helped the Lions a ton. And this weren't able to do it. And that's just one reason Mahomes is so good. And that was one thing that you could tell that Mahomes is a lot better at than Jared Goff. It was 4th down late in the 4th quarter. Remember that play? Jared Goff threw it and it was batted down, but there was a wide open space to the left. Goff could have easily taken off for the 1st down. I think that's just one thing that Mahomes is a lot better at. Obviously, he's better than Patrick Mahomes, but just one thing Mahomes is able to do, make something out of nothing every single time. Defensively for the Lions, the defensive line was good. I know they didn't take Mahomes down, but they got pressure on Mahomes consistently. Aiden Hutchinson was a beast on putting pressure on Mahomes. In the first half, he pressured Mahomes 4 times, and on those 4 times, Mahomes was 1 of 4 from passing. You just could not stop Aiden Hutchinson in this game. The secondary for the Lions was a little rough. It was their first time playing together as a unit, so it's probably going to take a little bit for them to build that chemistry. But it was tough seeing so many open receivers. And I mean, thank God as a Lions fan, those drops definitely helped. You heard the announcers talking about it. The Lions were running a ton of zone. And we saw the breakdown in the first half on the Chiefs touchdown. Just the Lions were just letting people stand wide open. Hopefully they're going to figure that out. I think they will. They're going to seal their defense together. They have a lot of talent there. There's a lot to work with. I think it's got to play more together. And obviously playing against the Chiefs, in Arrowhead, it's a tough opener. Branch's pick 6 play of the game, most exciting play of the game. That was awesome to see. That Packers fans are pissed they didn't get Brian Branch. That was a nice snag by Brian Branch. Brought it in one hand cleanly, and that was so exciting to watch. And then the 4th down call, gutsy early by MCDC. That was unbelievable. I was like kind of like looking at it. I was like, oh, waiting to punt, and then I just saw them go for it and get across the 1st down line. Unbelievable call by MCDC, and that was huge. The Lions drove down, scored that 1st touchdown. Who knows what would have happened if MCDC doesn't call that there. And all the media coming out right now about the Lions, this is super exciting to watch. Gardner was on Instagram Live going, it's not the same Detroit. And then the video of Hutchinson and Brad Holmes both saying, let's fucking go. And the NFL reposted it. So exciting. And Montgomery was a beast in this game. Went up the gut consistently. And people were complaining they would have liked to see more Gibbs. I understand just easing Gibbs in. I thought Gibbs was super good. He had a few explosive plays in the first half, 10, 15 yards, bouncing off people, taking people down. There's a lot of strength in that man. And he would have had the touchdown. He slipped. I think he definitely had the edge there when it was 0-0 after the Lions on the drive that they went for it on 4th down. Unlucky there. St. Brown still clutch. St. Brown electric in this game. Goff was great in this game, made a lot of good throws, no interceptions. Still hoping that he takes down Aaron Rodgers' record for the most attempts without an interception. With Goff's 35 pass attempts, moves into 3rd place of all time for the most consecutive pass attempts without an interception. Please take down Rodgers. And Jack Campbell had that huge deflection on defense. It was going into his hands and he knocked it out. I don't really remember where it was. I believe it was in the 3rd quarter, but that was a heck of a play, if you remember what I'm talking about. I think that's all I had to touch on for the game. As I said, I'm going to make some breakdowns tomorrow, going more in depth about the game, looking at some film, showing some film. Just what a game. Kadarius Toney finished with 1 yard and 4 drops. Unbelievable. Hutchinson with 8 pressures. Hutchinson, unbelievable. And this is the Lions, probably their hardest game on the schedule. Even without Kelsey, doesn't matter. Probably their hardest game on the schedule in Arrowhead, and it's their first game of the season. This team has never played with each other before. Still a lot of young players on this team. It was a great game, a great win. Lions are 1-0. I'm excited for the rest of the season. What a game. If you enjoy my content, I'd really appreciate if you could like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Once again, as always, fuck the Packers.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. It's not the same. Not the same. It's not the same Detroit. It's not the same Detroit. It ain't the same Detroit.